This video may not be for everyone. You see, it has to do with a promise that I made myself a long time ago. And as we all know, life happens. I got caught up in the dream of making a life, home, job, family, and future, pushing aside many other things I had wanted to do as a young man. Many of our dreams morph over time, and some just wait until you hopefully find the time to bring them to fruition. For me, this has taken way too long, but I'm here now with friends and family to finally pay my respects to those who have meant so much to me while growing up. My grandparents, an aunt and uncle, were unique. The men were brothers and the women sisters. My grandfather and grandmother were high school sweethearts and introduced my aunt and uncle to each other. They lived long, dedicated, and loving lives together, living through the Great Depression and raising my mother, who graduated from college and followed her parents to South America to seek employment as a school teacher in an American oil camp, where she met my dad and raised my sister and I. My aunt and uncle made their home in Houston, where we moved to after the political climate in Venezuela began to deteriorate. We spent several years near them before my folks found work in Arizona. Both Mom and Dad worked on a military fort there. I contacted my sister, who had come here with our mom long before to get addresses and general locations. I didn't quite know what to expect. As we got closer to each destination, their final resting place and also their home, the sights, smells, and sounds became a flash flood of vibrant memories. I was back. I could almost feel their presence, asking what took so long. The images of them, as I remembered, were those of a happy family with always smiles and kind words of encouragement, and lessons of life to help us navigate this world. Shelley had thought to stop and pick up fresh flowers to place in the mausoleum vases and carefully arrange them at each site. We stayed for a while I reminisced and said my prayers. I know that I'll get to be with them all again someday, and I'm sorry that it has taken so long to finally pay my respects. I need you more. It was getting late in the day, and we had one more stop to make. Shelley gathered me up and we made the short drive to our last destination for this trip. I didn't know quite what to expect. After all, it had been 55 years or so since I'd been here. Would my aunt and uncle's home still be here? Who would be living there now? Would they understand? Would they talk to us? Would it look the same? Just like my grandparents' home, it is still there, and the folks living there are the kindest, most gracious, caring, and understanding souls we have met. We were welcomed with open arms. We told them the history of their home, of the wonderful people who lived here before, of the vibrant memories I had of the house and the area, and left them with pictures of the house from many years ago. They had made many improvements, yet kept the overall look the same. Their father lived there, and they had purchased the home next door as well. I can't thank them enough for the opportunity to relive my past, and we wish them all the best for their families and futures. May the properties bring them the memories and joy they had for me. We said our goodbyes and headed back to our campsite. One last fire here, and a chance to reminisce a little more. In the morning, we pulled up stakes and traveled to Galveston for a few days and pick up Shelley's father, who will travel with us to Louisiana to visit her brother for Father's Day. I know it's not your typical travel video, but it does mean so much to me. Thank you all for coming along and sharing our story. We're really glad to have you here. See you again next week. Until then, please, travel safe.